So let's back up a little bit. Let's roll that film backwards just a little, and let's look at the beginning. First, we're looking at where this happened. Now, the Valley of Elah is more like a vast canyon. You can see a picture of it right here. You can see the person who's taking the picture is standing up on one hillside. There is another hillside on the other side. It stretches about a mile in each direction. All of those trees down there, those are olive trees that are planted there now. But that is the Valley of Elah. If you want a little bit of a size comparison, if you look at the line that's just kind of diagonal at the bottom left of the screen, that's a 2-lane paved road. Just to give you kind of a size comparison. Now imagine that space filled with the soldiers of the two camps. And based upon previous battles, the Philistines likely outnumbered the Israelites 2 or 3 to 1. Imagine, if you will, each one of those trees representing one of the Philistine soldiers. And then, on top of all of that, there was Goliath. Goliath, whose size and appearance were so impressive that the writer described him in exacting detail. He was 9 feet 9 inches tall. In other words, he could reach up and just above his head could touch the rim of a basketball goal. He was strong as a tank, had muscles on top of muscles. His armor weighed as much as a full-grown man. His spear was like a tree trunk, and the spearhead was heavier than the average 2-year-old. Goliath also wore a bronze helmet and bronze leggings to protect his shins. He carried a bronze javelin or spear slung between his shoulders. This was especially intimidating to the Israelites because if you read back in chapter 13 of 1 Samuel, you'll find out that the Israelites didn't have access even to simple weapons because the Philistines forbid them from having their own blacksmiths. They didn't have armor, and if they did have armor, it was simple iron plate armor. It wasn't this super strong bronze stuff that had just been invented not too long before. And on top of that, because they didn't have any blacksmiths of their own, if they had even something as simple as a shovel or a pickaxe, if they wanted it sharpened, they had to go to one of the Philistine blacksmiths, and it would take 1 to 2 weeks' wages in order to get just a simple farm implement sharpened. They saw this guy, and they knew what they had on was probably nothing more than leather, and they knew that he was invincible. And let's not forget about Goliath's reputation. Goliath was a battle-hardened warrior. He had killed countless men. Goliath proposed a practice that was commonly used in the Eastern world, and that is a one-on-one, winner-take-all fight against whoever Israel would bring to him. Again, if Goliath won, the Philistine army won. If Israel's warriors were victorious, so was the Israelite army. And let's be real. You don't make a winner-take-all challenge unless you know you're going to win. So here's Goliath, huge, menacing, shiny, super strong bronze armor from head to toe, up against the Hebrew farmers with dull shovels and axes. No wonder they were intimidated. No wonder it took him 40 days and nobody came forward. And each time he came out and issued his challenge, it says the Israelites ran away in fright. The king was even afraid. Now, he had some age on him. He'd ruled for 40 years, so, I can sort of get that. I'm not willing to really go into a fight with anything bigger than a, Walmart sack at this point. But Saul reached out to some of his best warriors and tried to incentivize them. He said, you know what? Anybody who goes out and fights, I will give him my daughter. And I'm assuming that his daughter wasn't really a prize because he said, also, I'll make sure that you don't have to pay taxes anymore. Still no takers. I'm sorry, I'm sure she was a lovely woman. But remember also, Goliath didn't issue this challenge once and leave. He issued it 40 times, every morning and every evening for well over a month. He marched out there and dared someone to take him on. The number 40 is often repeated in the Bible. 40 days is seen often as a symbol of testing or purification or transformation. If you'll remember from last week, the rain in Noah's time lasted 40 days and 40 nights. Moses was on Mount Sinai for 40 days and 40 nights before the giving of the law. Jesus faced temptation in the wilderness after 40 days and nights of fasting. You know, that's very similar to a lot of the giants that we face, because worry and fear and anxiety don't just come once and leave. They come every day and every night. Anxiety doesn't just make one visit. Sins, addictions don't come just once and leave. They come and they come back and they come back to torment us. And these fears and worries and sins that torment us come and challenge us to fight them under our own strength, provoking us to believe that we can't win. Those giants want us to believe the lie that we are on our own and that we will die trying and never be victorious. But praise God, when they come, there's a day 41. Can you hear me? Because on day 41, the rain stopped. On day 41, the law was given. On day 41, the angels attended to Jesus. On day 41, David showed up.